Heidi ho, Miles here. I'm going to make a block really quickly and then we'll bring it into Unity. This is going to be the fast version of the block making process. So make a block out here, hit 6 for shaded, scale, go ahead and snap it to the center of the grid. Move it back up, delete history, freeze transformations, right click on the object, this is a shortcut, choose assign new material, choose a blend, go over to the attribute editor, give the material a name, give it a color if you want, and then let's go ahead and assign a file to it. Click on the checker box next to the color channel. Choose file or PSD file if you want. Click on the folder in the file node. I've already made a square texture in Photoshop. Open, and the texture should update out here. If it does not update, make sure that you go to your shading window and choose hardware texturing. That needs to be turned on for the textures to show up out here. Now it's time for the UV mapping. This is going to be real quick. Click on the object, create UVs, automatic mapping. Now basically we're done. If we check this in the texture editor, you'll see that we haven't bothered moving and sewing the UVs, and that's fine. We don't have to move and sew the UVs. There will just be seams there, but because it's a box, we might not really care. If you wanted to get these cracks to overlap and carry over from one side to another, then you'd have to go and do all the moving and sewing, but I'm not going to do that right now. So this is basically done. So I save my work, save scene, and now I'm going to head over to Unity and bring this in. So in Unity, I'm going to go ahead and make a new project. If you've already set up a project, then just use that project, but I'm going to quickly do a new project. I'm going to say File, New Project. And now when you get these imports, all you want to bring in right now is the character controller, and in fact we don't even have to do that. But I'm going to give it the name New Unity Project. Let's call it Video Project, so we know it's just for the demo here. And I'll go ahead and bring the character controller in. Create project. I don't need to save that. And now it'll take a moment to set this up. All right, here we are. I just paused it there while that set itself up. And what we have here is we have a hierarchy view and a project view. If your Unity doesn't look like this, you can go up here to Window and mess around with the layouts. But the things that I have open here are the scene view, the game view, the hierarchy, the project, and the inspector. And these are all available up here if you're not able to see it. And they're probably tabbed in your view if they're not the same as mine. But just look around for those. And I want to call your attention to the project view. This is where we're going to do all of our importing into Unity. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and all we have in here right now is our character controller, which will give us the first person navigation camera. I'm going to go ahead and create a couple of folders. So I right click, create folder. I'm going to call this textures. I'm going to right click and create another folder, and I'll call this scenes. Or no, I'll call this meshes. Now I created it in the texture folder, so all I have to do is drag it out. So I've got 3 folders in here now. Now the main thing you have to understand is that when you're working in Unity, you have to import the textures and the mesh separately. It's two separate steps. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think it tends to work a little better if you bring the texture in first. So let me do that. You can drag and drop from using your the Mac interface, but I'm going to go ahead and do everything from within the Unity interface. So I go over here to Assets, Import New Asset. I'll do that again. Assets, Import New Asset. Find my Maya project folder, which is here in my master folder. There's my Maya folder. Scenes. Oh, I'm getting the texture first. Sorry, the texture is under source images. There it is, Alkacrete text. That's the same one that I used to create my material. Bring that in, import. Okay, it'll take a moment to bring it in, and the beach ball spins, and then it'll show up over here in our project directory. There it is, Alkacrete text. I'm going to go ahead and drag this into my textures folder. All right, so we keep things nice and organized. Now I'm going to bring in my Maya mesh file. Assets, import new asset. Find my project folder again. Maya scenes this time. Video block.mb, that's my Maya folder, import. And it will do the same thing. The beach ball will spin. There it is. It came in. Video block is the Maya file name. And then if I open this up, there's my P-cube mesh. So what I'm going to do now to see this out in Unity is drag this out into the scene view. And there it is. We now have a lovely block that we've textured in Maya, and we're ready to have some fun with this.